Sharon Radio, delivering trusted business and financial intelligence.
Excellent afternoon and welcome to Sharon Business Radio, the voice of the economy. We bring you all you need to know about the stock market and business world right at your doorstep. I am Bidi Mwogo. Today, August 4, 2026, Nigeria's National Economic Council has approved the refinancing of NNPC Limited's $3.3 billion oil-backed pre-export finance facility through a new $4.5 billion arrangement. The New Deal tagged Project Gazelle 2 will refinance about $1.5 billion outstanding from the 2023 facility while unlocking an additional $3 billion in liquidity. The move is aimed at strengthening Nigeria's external reserves and freeing up funds for critical infrastructure as the country navigates pressure on the naira and intensifies efforts to attract foreign investment under ongoing economic reforms. Finance Minister Taiwo Oyedele told the council that the new terms are more favorable, with pledged crude oil volumes reduced by 12.5% to about 78,750 barrels per day. Vice President Kashim Shettima noted that government policies will ultimately be judged by their impact on citizens, particularly in areas such as food prices, healthcare, education, and overall welfare. And the insurance sector, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance Limited has reaffirmed its position as a strong and resilient operator after meeting the National Insurance Commission's new minimum capital requirement under the recapitalization program. The company says the milestone reflects sound financial management discipline, risk practices, and strong corporate governance. With over 35 years in operation, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance continues to expand its underwriting capacity while supporting industry stability. As of the second quarter of 2026, the firm recorded a shareholders' fund of 58 billion naira, total assets of 89.9 billion naira, insurance revenue of 23.1 billion naira, and profit before tax of 25.9 billion naira. Claims paid stood at 6.9 billion naira, alongside a strong solvency margin and a stable A credit rating. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Mary Adeoju described the recapitalization as a reflection of the company's financial strength and commitment to customers, noting that it enhances capacity to underwrite larger risk and ensure prompt claims settlement. Also speaking, Executive Director of Finance Catherine Utua said the development demonstrates strong financial planning and positions the company for sustainable growth. Consolidated Hallmark Insurance added that it will continue to focus on innovation, efficient service delivery, and regulatory compliance as it supports economic growth and risk protection in Nigeria. First Holdco is seeking to raise about $1 billion equivalent to 1.4 trillion naira through a major share sales after securing approval from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The offering, which involves a 10.4 billion share block, opening to investors on Monday, with the bank's chief executive officer Olusegun Alebiosun indicating that demand has already been strong and could see the sale concluded within a week. The transaction marks the final phase in resolving last year's ownership and leadership tussle, during which a significant equity stake was offloaded and temporarily warehoused by a bridge investor pending regulatory clearance. Proceeds from the share sale are expected to strengthen the bank's capital base and support expansion into insurance, underwriting, and financial technology services. Market reaction has been positive, with First Holdco's share price rising by 3.43% to close at 134 naira at the end of trading. Globally, the options market is bracing for a massive swing in SpaceX valuation, with traders pricing in a potential $225 billion move ahead of the company's first ever earnings report. Option data indicates a possible 15% movement in the stock in either direction, with a slight bearish bias reflecting uncertainty over the financial performance of Elon Musk's rocket and satellite company. SpaceX shares have already dropped by 43% from their post-debut peak, although the company still commands a market valuation of about $1.5 trillion. Analysts say the stock's sharp decline, limited trading history, and questions around whether revenues can justify its valuation have driven usually high volatility in the options market. SpaceX is expected to report a quarterly loss of about $1.55 billion on revenue close to $7 billion. Market anxiety is further heightened by the upcoming release of over 900 million shares held by insiders and early investors, which could increase selling pressure on the stock. Data also shows strong bearish positioning with high short interest and significant inflows into short focused investment products, although some investors are still betting on a rebound. Analysts note that while sentiment remains cautious, demand for upside options suggests confidence among some traders in a potential recovery in the stock price. And that's all we have for you today on Sharon Business Radio. For more updates on business, finance, and economy, follow us on our TikTok page, Sharon Radio, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sharon Business Radio. I am Billy Mogo. Thank you for listening. Sharon Business Radio, the voice of the economy. Have a wonderful evening.